Hi there. We're here today to talk about the Two of Swords. But first, let's start out with some traditional definitions of the card, and then we'll dig into the imagery that's happening within the card. So first of all, this card is known as indecision. It's also known as peace, compromise, and kind of like a little bit of a pause to look within. So what's happening in the card? So first thing we see is this individual sitting on a bench. The bench represents stability and structure. The individual is wearing a completely gray outfit, and gray is wisdom, objectivity, and sometimes a little bit of indifference. We see the individual has a blindfold across, and it's often looked at as a woman, so I'm going to call her a she, the blindfold over her eyes, and that is for objectivity, to show lack of prejudice, and possibly also to look within, to kind of not pay attention to everything that's going around and seeking to find the answers within you. If you notice, very small, there is a forehead mark right above her head, and that is a reference to the third eye, once again referencing that inner wisdom and insight. So now we're going to go up to the two swords, and the two swords are pretty widely spaced apart, and that represents a broad vision. The swords are double-edged, and they represent both the intellect and the spiritual side of things. You will notice that the individual's arms are crossed over her chest, which means that there's no emotion here. She's either blocking her emotion, she doesn't want there to be emotion, or she's just feeling very closed-hearted and unemotional at this time. There's water behind her, and water represents emotion. She's turned her back to that, which confirms the crossed arm pose. And there are rocks within the water which show obstacles. We don't know how big those rocks are. We can't see all of them. So they could be really big obstacles. It could be small. We're not quite sure. And the last thing I'll talk about is the moon in the sky. And the moon represents our intuition, our moods. It also represents cycles. So sometimes in order to see clearly, we need to give ourselves some time to see what's really going on, to sit with it, and to find out how we truly feel about it. So the message that I have with this card is to listen to both sides of the story and let go of there being any right or wrong way forward and see how you feel. Please join me back at my blog.